Okay, Shalom, אני לא מדבר עברית. So, good morning. My name is Françoise de Villard and I give training and consulting at ProQuest, essentially for French-speaking countries and Israel. Today, I will show you Visual History Archive. My colleague Francesca Petrica will attend as well to help with the question. So you can, if you have any question, you can ask the question with the Q&A section. The session will take about 45 minutes and you can see the main objective that we will cover today. First, I will show you a PowerPoint presentation to present the content coverage and a little bit of history. Then I will share my desktop to demonstrate how to use the search options and find relevant testimonials. I will finish with all the documentation helpful for you to better take advantage of this resource. If you have any questions, so don't hesitate to use the Q&A part, and at the end, anyway, we will take time to answer the questions. So, what is Visual History Archive? This is an online repository of over 55,000 recorded testimonials of survivors and witnesses of the Holocaust and other genocides. The largest digital archive of its kind in the world. The VHA offers insight into life before, during, and after the interview's experience with genocide. You will be able to search over 55,000 recorded interviews in 65 countries and 43 languages over the past 25 years. The archive now represents 9 genocidal events. You can see the name in the slide, and you will find more information on the LibGuide that I will show you at the end about each genocide. Now let's me introduce with a little bit of history. It has been founded by Steven Spielberg after the screening of his film Schindler's List. Many survivors of the Holocaust came to him, wanted to share their story. He decided to donate part of the proceeds from the film and to found the Survivor of the Shoah Visual History Foundation, as it was originally known. Immediately after that, I can hear some noise, so I will see the attendees, or maybe Francesca, if you can see
where it's coming from, but I think that it's over.
Okay, so thank you. If you can mute yourself, it would be great for the recording. Thank you. So immediately after that, the foundation embarked on the task of capturing history through the recording of testimonial, for which the foundation set a goal of 50,000 interviews, which was archived in early 1999. Since then, we have extended the content, adding testimonial and forming the collections focused on other genocidal and anti-Semitic historical events, which we mentioned above. Here is some background of how VHA was created, which I share with you in order to give context to the content and make reference to the methodology that gave rise to the collection. After reaching the goal of 50,000 videos in 1999, the production decreased considerably. However, recordings of testimonial are still being made to date in smaller quantities. As you can see, being a global work, this task demanded a lot of resources and manpower. A whole team of global, regional collaborators who were trained in addition to interviewers, videographers, collaborators, etc. Today's collections are generated and grown mainly in two ways. Through the support of local partners at the location site, still actively interviewing witnesses. The second way in which the collections are fed is through the integration of other collections from our partner sites, such as other universities or institutions. We follow the same methodology for all interviews with open-ended questions, allowing the interviewee to tell the story in his or an own language with his or her own words. We may ask clarifying questions. The interviews were conducted. Could you please mute? Thank you.
Or maybe they have a question. Is there a question? No. Okay.
No, I think it was there. So the interview were very important also. The interview were conducted mostly in the home of the interviewees. During some interviews, the interviewees perform literary or musical works or display original works of art. They may display and discuss photographs, documents, and artifacts. We will see an example later. So the methodology, how to make visible and share this testimonial. We have an indexing system similar to the index at the end of the book, a set of terms referring to a page number. The testimonials were divided into 1 minute discoverable segments. For each segment, we assigned a set of indexing terms, subject terms that reflect what the interviewee is talking about in that minute of the testimony. All indexing terms are in English, regardless of the original language of the interview, and reflect non-interpretation experience. In the archive, when you select the term, you will find a definition based on research to understand what we mean by that term, and I will show you in a minute. In addition to dividing the testimonial into discoverable 1 minute segments, we categorize them in terms of the main reason for their persecution. Only one can be selected. For each of these categories, when clicked, we present a set of additional filters based on one of the questions in the interview questionnaire mentioned above. I will show you in a few minutes. These categories enable you to search on people who experienced something, not only people who talk about something. So after this presentation, this introduction, do you have any questions just before I share my screen to show you the platform? Okay, so don't hesitate. If you have any questions, you can also write in the question and answer part of WebEx. So I will share my screen. You should see now the screen with the interface. So you at the end I will show you the access also in Tel Aviv University, how to access to this database. So you have here the URL, and you can continue and see some 3,000 video, but you can create an account with a username and password and then just log in. So you need first to register, and then you just need to log in to access to this platform. In this platform, you can see on the left, you see all the collection that I introduced during the PowerPoint presentation. And we can search directly in collection or sub-collection. In the center, you have the quick search. And you can also perform more advanced search option below with the following option: experience group, index, people, places. And we will make examples with all these options. I will finish with showing the menu. So let's begin with the quick search. I would like to find some testimonies about the fate of Jews who tried to escape from trains, ghettos, and camps between 1942 and 1945. So, the term you will enter will search on personal name, indexing terms and the synonym, and numbers represented the interview codes. So, you can see that we will search in 54,000 more testimonies. When I begin to enter my first keyword, I can see that the testimony, we have now 33,000 testimony. So I can continue with my keywords to escape, correspond with my search. Ghettos. And you will see that little by little, the number of testimonies reduces. Camp. And now we can add some number 92, 90, 45. Sometimes we have some suggestion. Did you mean? So we have some different ideas, so we can see more, or we can use this suggestion. Okay. So you can also add to the collection. Let's say that I'm more interested in this collection. So I just need to select the collection. Now I see that by default all these words are related with and. If I want, I can click here and all these words will be related with or. Or I can also choose enter words in exact phrase. Also, if I want to reduce, I can already select a language of the testimony. I can select the gender of the interviewee, or I can select the experience group. So this quick search, when I click on search to see the result, when I created my search. For the result, you can see that I have the filter here, so I can reduce and use some filters. I have this number of results, and I can go at the end of the result. I can go from result to result. They are sorted by relevance by default, but I can change to transcript, availability, last name, first name, language, or experience. I can also display 5 or more results in the page. I can also, if I'm interested in, because I can see different names, different interviewee, but I can find all the interview by the same person. So I put the first name or last name, and I can display only the result with a specific interviewee. Now, I have the photo. For the photography, when I put the mouse, you can see on the right biographic information. So I will take out this. So you see interview code. All the interview have a unique code here. You have the date of interview, the language, interview name, the duration, location, and about the interviewee, you will have a lot of information. You can see all the names, date of birth, city. So you can see that this interviewee is indexed. We attribute a lot of index terms for this person relative to the interview we did and the pre-questionnaire. So you have all this information. You can print this information or you can close this information. Okay, so this is when you put your mouse on the photography. Then you have the name, you have the experience. You have also, you can see that the video, is available, different language, Hebrew, German and Hungarian. So it's important, it can be useful also for a teacher to work on the different languages, in languages classes. It can be an application. So here you can see the bio. You can see also all the index terms. This is the search we did, and you can see the correspondence index terms here. And if I put my mouse, I can see also a short definition. So it's very, very deep, and we can see all the indexing, even the geographic indexed. Okay. What I can do also is to save as a project. So save as a project, it means that I will go back here. Let's say that I'm interested on all the results from here. If I save to the project, it means that I can create a new project with the result of the quick search with my quick search. So I can create a new project, or I can add them in the existing project. Okay, so I have this one, I have 3 projects: Escape Train, Love Story, and Restore Easier. Okay, so I will cancel because I'll show you after the project. What I can do also is, you see that some video have transcript available. This is a collaboration between USC and ProQuest. For now, all interviews are not necessarily transcript, essentially English and German language, but we are adding and we are developing more transcript. Okay, so now we see this. Let's open the video. So you just need to click on the name of the person, and you will see the video. So for the video, you can of course go and with the cursor, you can pause, you can vary the volume. You can display also the video in the full screen. You have several part on this page. You have also all these options. So you can see segment. The segment, remember, it's 1 minute segment. So we are now in the segment 1. So you can go, if we want, directly to the segment 3. So we can go and see here all the segment with the indexing terms, and we can go from a segment to another segment very quickly. You have also the biographical profile. So this is the information we should remember when we click on the photo. So I can see all the information concerning Esther Rapp. Okay, with all the name. So again, a deep indexing. So if there is a transcript, you will see the transcript here, and you will be able to follow the transcript like this. Okay, and you can see I don't do anything and I can follow the transcript when she speaks. I can also search the transcript. If interesting, I know that Sobibor, I'm interesting, so I can click here to search. Well, this morning it was working. Sorry. Excuse me. Yeah, thank you. So it was working this morning. I did my example again, and so here in the transcript you should search. Well, there are temporary error. Anyway, if you see also, sorry, it's here. Excuse me. Transcript search result. Search result. So Sobibor, we can go directly to the segment. We see each segment where Sobibor is mentioned. So we can jump directly to a specific part of the video. When you see tapes, steps 2, 3, this is because the interview are organized by tapes of 30 minutes. Okay, so we have 30 minutes for each tape. So you can jump directly to the transcript. Also, you can go to ProQuest search in bio profile. You can see the full testimony. So searching ProQuest in the full testimony, but also what is important, the segment. You can see also, you can search ProQuest with the segment. Maybe you will have less. So if I click here in search ProQuest, I have some results, and this is my demo account. But because you have subscription to ProQuest databases, a lot with newspaper, so you will be able to see some results from ProQuest. And if you are interested, so related article from the segment 4, and if I click, and I can see 105, if I click here, a new tabulation is opening to go to ProQuest. So this is my demo account, but for you, you will go to Tel Aviv University account and you are able to see directly the article, and in this case for Jerusalem Post. Okay, so this is the ProQuest search in segment, and I will see the segment. I can see also the ProQuest search in the complete biographical profile. So the same thing, I can just click on here. For when I have a lot of records, look, I have a filter, and I can use the ProQuest filter to reduce the number of results. So for source type and language, and I can apply, so I will get less result. Also, I have a small part because I can at any time maximize or minimize the data. Okay. Then we have indexing terms in testimony. So we can see all the index terms for this specific interview. And for this one, for example, I can jump again to the specific part when Esther is speaking about this indexing term. So you can see that it's very, very deep, and you can really walk by subject or by terms. You have also all the people mentioned in this testimony. You have the name of the people and the relationship with the interviewee. So you can, again, she's talking about of the brother, and you can go directly to the part she's talking about this person. I can also search in the testimony, and yeah, again, so Bibor, I will see the keyword Sobibor Uprising, transfer to Sobibor, and I can see the transcript, and I can go directly to the text. Okay? And to finish, I have the donor, so I have information. You see that this way is currently for funding. Please contact the advance. So we have some additional information. Then so after all this option, you have also the possibility to see the video or the slides, and you can see and go from slide to slide. You can also see the tapes. I've already mentioned this, and you can. So the tapes are 30 minutes, and so we can see in this case that the interview is very long. Okay. The map Google Map is shown on the right-hand side to consult location mentioned in the testimony. For example, I'm here Berlin. If I click here, I can see the Berlin, in which segment, the coordinates, and we have some information about specific places mentioned in the testimony. Okay. So on the right side here, we saw how to maximize or minimize the data. Here, we can go from a result to a second result, the previous result. We can go back to the search results. We can perform a new search, and we can save to the project. So we saw that we can save a list of results. Is there any question? I can't hear you, so I'm not sure if there is any question. So you can ask the question, or you can enter your question in the Q&A part. Okay, so I saw you previously that you can save to a project all the results from a search, but you can save to the project just this one. For example, I click here, so I will put in a project already existing, so I will add it in Escape Train, but I can also create a new project, and I will click OK. So I have saved this video in my project, and I can also print the testimonies. So we saw how to perform a quick search. We saw the result and how deep it was to work on the specific indexing terms or specific parts. If there's no question, I will continue to show you the advanced search. Remember, we can, in the main page, we could use the experience group search. So for the experience group, focus on recovering testimony according to the experience of the interviewee during the period of the genocide, I can just click on the specific collection and see I have 51 testimonies, and then I can select some criteria like biographical information, the name of interview, the gender, the date of birth, etc. I can also select the interview information like the state, the country, language, or length, or directly the experience. And let's say you see Ghetto concentration camps. Let's say that I'm interested on this one. So I select, and when I select this category, I can answer, be more specific. Went into hiding, yes, I want some result. Member of underground resistance or partisan, yes, again, I can say no, of course. Fred Frum. And you see, little by little, the number of testimony are less. Okay, so I click on next. I can see my diamond in the subcollection Jewish Survivor. I choose this. So to see the result, I will need to click on the next, and I see the all the results. Okay, so we see the result, and again we have the same way to reduce also the number. Let's have a look now at the index search. The index search allows you to search using more than 60,000 geographic and experiential indexing terms. So you have a different way to use it. You can just look at the captivity. So I have appel, arrest. I can go and I can see all the related terms from this thesaurus, from this list with indexed term. But I can so browse to see if which term. It's very interesting also to discover some index term, and then I can use them to perform my search and to get really relevant results. Or I can also use, let's say that escape, we continue with the first search we perform. So index, it's another way to work on the same subject. When I click on, when I tap, escape, I can see 30 indexing terms found. When I put my mouse on one, I can see on the right a definition. And this one is used in 2,632 testimonies. This one is used in 306 testimonies. And again, I can see here the definition. When I'm interested in, I just click on, and I can see where is it in this list, in this thesaurus. And I can be refined with other terms. If I'm interested on this term, I just click and I add it. And I see that now I have 306 testimonies. I can also, is there any question?
Yes, Françoise. So there is a question about, so there is another, I'm answering some questions on the Q&A. And there is a question about pictures, maps, papers, so all the artifacts. And yes. More wanted to know whether there is any information about those in the database. And yes, there is a way to look for the artifacts and pictures. So if you can just show how you look for these objects in the database.
Yes, in just 1 minute.
Yes.
I will show you. Yeah, I previewed this in the demonstration. I will just show you that you can just add different. So this one, for example, and I can add. So I can put several indexing term and search, and I can see the result, and I can see. So this is a way to work on the index term. But also you have, look, let's say index terms. You want some to answer to the question you just asked. You are interested by the photography. So you can photograph. You see photographs you have, of course. So if you are interested, you can select this one. And let's select just this one here. I go to next. And I see that in all these segments, I will have some photographs. So if I click here, I will see that in the segment 110, because the photographs and all the documentation are normally at the end of, we can see we are at the last tape. So we can see the photograph. She's speaking about photography. And at the end, and we can, if you will prefer, we can see the slideshow, and then we will be able to see the photograph. And we have the indexing. I can. I don't speak Hebrew. I'm sorry.
North Carolina. Microphone. He's talking. He's talking with cellular. Can you shut the microphone?
Thank you. So this is a way to find photographs, to find some artifacts. Okay. So do you have the slideshow? It's interesting to, and you can go and see them quickly. Okay. So now let's move on to the people search. You can also here click on first name, last name, very easy. But if you are not sure about the orthograph, you can use the phonetic matching. Phonetic matching, you can see what is it. It's explained. And I will cut, for example, and look, I can see all the association with this, with the phonetic. I will drink. So this is an option to discover and to discover the right spelling. If you have a specific name, you can search Eva C-H-O-L. Okay. So I have the phonetic matching, but I'm sure about the phonetic, so I can disconnect and just search about this specific woman. And I see several results. If I put my mouse, I can see here the interview corresponding. So with the unique code, with all the alias, the name, we can see also all the name she's going to talk about with the relationship. So we can see the cousin, the daughter, the friends, etc. And we can see that Otto Frank was the stepfather of Eva Slosh. Okay, so we can see different. We can see some interview. We can see other interview talking about Eva. So if I go down, I can see the acquaintance, and I will see in red the relation friend with Martin Hanley. Okay, so I can select if I'm interested in this one. I have here a part where I selected to the people, and I can do other search. I can select, and then I just click on next to see my all collection. So let's continue with place. The last one is place search this. So here it allows you to find segments of testimonies in which geographic location, such as camp, ghettos, cities, town, have been indexed. So you have different possibilities. You can browse by location and you can go how many, and you can see and you can click and go the equivalent. You can also browse by type. So you have different cities, you have administrative unit. So this is a way to browse different information. What you can do also, because it's Google Map, you can also add and you can see here little by little the number of locations where you have testimonies. When there are too much, for example, here it means that I have 33 testimonies in this place. So if I click here, then I will see a specific location. Okay, so I can play and browse, but I can also go and enter a specific location. And I can see now I have 4 indexing terms, and for each one I can see how many times it's used in the testimonies. I can see the coordinate. So I can really choose the one I want. Then I see the definition. If I want to see the testimonies, I just click on select location, see the location is going here, 19, I go next, and I'm able to see the 19 corresponding interviews. Okay, so we saw how to search, quick search experience, index, people, places. Here in search history, I can see all the results I set in the project. So let's have a look at the project. If I click here, I can see the 3 projects I already created with the number of results. With the notes, I can put some notes. I can new, delete, print. And for example, this one, I have 1,055 results. So I can put some notes. I can see all the video, all the results in my project. I can, of course, delete some of them. I can copy, I can move. I can print the list. I can export in Excel, XML. I've added this. So I can add a note. I can also share the project. If I share the project, I share with the whole USC Shoah Foundation community. Okay, and I can also create a password to protect and then give the password to my class, for example, and my students will be able to see the project I created for them if I give them the password. Okay, so I have my 3 project. I can see all the shared project. I can bookmark also a project. In this case, I've bookmarked this one, and I can see the result if it's not password, or if I know, the password. And on the shared project, I can have a look and see, for example, Abby has shared 2 projects, and I can see the project. Here it's not password protected, so I can really go and see the shared project. Okay, so I have access to, and of course, if I want to bookmark, I select the project and I click on bookmark, and I will be able to have my bookmark project.
Quick question, Françoise. Do we need to create a personal account in order to create the project?
Do you remember when I began, I created a register creating a username and password. So when I connect with my username and password, I already connected and authenticated. So no, I don't need to create another, because I am authenticated, the system will, as soon as I save to the project, the system will recognize and will save to my specific project. Something also I didn't mention, but maybe it's important. For you can save. We saw that we can save the list. We can save also a video, but we can save also ProQuest document. And in this case, I have this ProQuest document. So in the same place, it means when you have, for example, this one. No, you can put some notes, of course, for the. But if you go to ProQuest. You remember the ProQuest part, you will see a plus next to each result. And if you click on the plus, let's go ProQuest in segment. Well, I don't have in the work segment. I will go to this segment. So I can go here. So you see here, I will maximize the review. Here I have an article from ProQuest, another one. And here I will be able, clicking on the plus, I will be able to save, to create a new project or to save to my project. And I will go to, I will. Okay. So now in my project, I can make the difference between the video interview project records and now I have two ProQuest documents. So this is a way to take to keep the document. So again, a teacher can create some searches and can create some projects and then share it with the class, with the students, with colleagues. So you can create as many projects as you want and share it for all community or share it with a password. To finish, to continue, in the help, you will see a general fact, different information, and you have also the guide, LibGuide. So this LibGuide helps you with the using to remind you how to use, and you have more information about all the collection with the number of testimonies. So you have more on the collection. You have more to remind how to search if you need to do training. So you can use this. The result viewing testimony. You have sample searches, and here you have several presentations. So who help you to know more about VHA. Okay, so but this LibGuide is really helpful to help you to show the. So now you can recognize the relevance of VHA content, identify and use the repository search option. We saw with different examples, and you can retrieve specific content. So the function of the testimony display page. So you can find more information on the support.proquest.com. The LibGuide for ProQuest, I just show you the ProQuest LibGuide. You have also USC LibGuide. I put you the links. They are open. You can use it as much as you want. And for the training, it's training at proquest.com. So to enter, to have access to Tel Aviv University, you have this this URL, and clicking on search tool, you will find the databases, and then you can go typing VHA or Visual, or you have the A to Z list. So this is the way to access to this database. Toda Raba. I don't know if you have any more questions. Francesca, do you want to maybe to specify something?
Yes, just maybe if we can stop the recording, and I will just